Coming to you live from the cartographer's nightmare that is Alfgard, we bring to you the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament. I am your commentator, MeleeWizard, and alongside me is Demarine2. How are you doing today?
I am doing really well tonight, actually. It's good to be hosting on the old home channel, I guess. In my case, the RPG Valkyries were kind enough to grace us with a little bit of spaces. It's the busy season out there in Raceland right now, and of course, the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament is getting to the hottest part of the tournament. We are deep in Week 5 right now, and we have two separate 2-2 matchups. That's right, win or else. About to hit the road in just a few minutes.
Yep. On top, we have the theseawolf1 versus J-Man, and on the bottom, we have AliGerBrap versus Centroid. Yep, and as mentioned, all of these runners are 2-2. So 2 of our runners here will be moving on to the bracket stage. The other 2 will be eliminated. So high stakes for this one.
Yep, for the viewers, of course, as you can see, the Seawolf is racing against J-Man in the top pairing, and you have AliGerBrap and Centroid41 racing in the lower pairing here. So while we will be talking about all 4 of them in relation to each other, the only thing that ultimately matters is how they do against their opponent in terms of their face.
Yep, and based off of the names that our runners have chosen, looks like everybody is choosing the strength HP build, so we don't have to concern ourselves with any advantages one way or the other in that regard.
Yeah, this is true, so we won't see anybody pulling out the cheeky agility build or the HPMP build or anything really sort of out of the ordinary, but we're going to get the stat pop right now, and it looks like our runners are starting with... Well, this is fine. I could deal with this start. It's 9 strength, but they've got sleep, they've got 30 hit points. This isn't bad.
Yeah, I have certainly seen a lot worse than this. But yeah, 9 strength, I don't know what enemies that will work against, but it's certainly, I have seen it go down to like 4 or 5, so 9 is definitely not the worst you can see on this.
Yeah, it looks like J-Man needed to take care of something, so we are going to be delayed a minute. And of course, at 9 strength, ghosts are well within reach. You're probably hoping to see magicians, but they're not assured of being in Zone 0, so that's not always going to be the best. You can certainly grind on Drakey's no problem, ghosts no problem. There might be even a cheeky let's sleep a magic Drakey and see if I can take it down 1 point at a time.
And of course, that's all assuming that none of these Zone 0 enemies have very nasty things like, say, Hurt or Dragon Lord Breath or something of that in that regard.
Yeah, just to let all the viewers out there know, since this is a randomizer, and what's randomized, of course, is that the enemy stats are still the same as they were in vanilla, so you'll know exactly how much health and armor that they will have. However, the things that are randomized on the enemies are their abilities and their abilities, so it is possible that any ability could get shuffled off to any enemies, so you could have enemies that choose to heal themselves, or blow you up with Dragon Lord 2 Breath as you wander around the world and make your life miserable. And of course, our runners are going to be striking out into a completely shuffled world of Alfgard, looking for 3 items to form the Rainbow Bridge, to access Charlotte Castle and go down and destroy the Dragon Lord. So we are going to be looking for the Staff of Rain, the Stones of Stunlight, and Erdrick's Token, because we've got to be a real hero.
Yep. And having Radiant at the start is also not a bad thing. At least our runners won't really have to worry about buying torches or finding torches in chests or whatnot. So if one of our runners finds a cave early, we might actually see what it is.
Yeah, absolutely, which is never a bad thing, honestly. You can really kind of help yourself out. If you get a little bit lucky, it could really kind of break the game open with the right things in the right places, but, it will come. It depends upon what's on the map, because, we could have one where there's towns early and things are pretty good. We could have one where everybody's got to go far afield to get anywhere, and it'll be a long and interesting run tonight.
Yep, and in the most recent version of the randomizer, it's been more having everything be on one continent has been a lot more common than it used to be.
Yeah, looks like all of our runners are ready, which is good.
And of course, with that potential, who knows how helpful Swamp Cave will end up being whenever we find it.
I mean, we'll certainly talk about the usefulness of Swamp Cave if it comes up during the run, but it looks like our restreamer CD Improv has set the gate, and our runners are about to hit the road tonight.
All right then.
And of course, as they say, let's hope that the road doesn't hit them back.
Yeah, so first things first, when we enter the throne room, we're gonna have our obligatory 3 treasure chests. One of them is guaranteed to be a magical key. Let's see what the other 2 will end up being. And we see a cursed belt. And some money.
And our runners are going to take a moment to look at those stats, and they're going to look at those spells, and they're not going to see they don't have returns. They're going to have to burn off the key here.
Yep.
But they are going to see that they get to start with some gold, so we'll see who decides to try and save that gold or not. Of course, the old man there asking, am I useful? Well, with a second search spot in play, he might be. We'll see.
Yep. Finding that first cursed belt guarantees that, well, we know that the armor is guaranteed to be in one of the search spots, either the one in the overworld, the one in Cole, or the one in Hawksness. Finding that cursed belt guarantees that either the token or the fairy flute will be in one of those search spots as well. But it's just we don't know which one's where, and there's always that chance that third one could still end up with being nothing.
And striking out to the west is J-Man, and finds that he has crossed his own line and gets destroyed by a red dragon. Centroid about to join the same boat.
Oh boy.
Seawolf found a Seawolf found a Druid Lord with sleep, so this is not a great start in Zone 0. There are magicians. They have hurt. There's a possibility of kind of making the cheeky sleep it and hope for the best play there. They can't quite hurt Scorpions on 9 strength, but they can necessarily ping through that magician.
Alright, so those first couple enemies, not the friendliest in the world, but yeah, it looks like we... Ooh, J-Man finds a Draki, so that'll be a quick little enemy to take out.
Well, that means J-Man will get on the board first here, assuming the Draki doesn't torch him, so...
And with Sleep as our only real combat spell at this point, we're kind of restricted on what we can even accomplish at the moment. The best we can hope for is to sleep an enemy and run away from it at this point.
Yeah, Scorpions no sleep, however, so they are not going to take that garbage if you get ambushed, so that's going to be kind of a tough break. Our runners have found red slimes and drakies here in Zone 0, and they're trying to avoid trying to grind on the grass because the grass is slowest, because it has the lowest encounter rate.
And J-Man finding a droll, so that's a decent idea of where the zone border is there.
Yep, Seawolf found a wolf in that northern zone line, over the northern zone line, which is great. That's always a good sign that you're gonna have. The wolf is kind of the best sort of mid-game transitional enemy to find when you're trying to kind of go from grinding scorpions or grinding drolls up to the next tier. Wolves are great, and so seeing that is probably pretty heartening, honestly.
Yep, wolves with their 40 experience that they give, that's definitely a nice thing to see if you can take them out reliably.
Yeah, usually they're one of the enemies that you can take on fairly safely with a chainmail and large shield, so we'll see if that comes into play. And it looks like Seawolf has found a Draki here, and will probably be our first runner now to level 2.
And Centroid's finding one as well, and yep, Seawolf gets to level 2 first. Let's see what kind of stats we get here. 5, 2, 9, 8. Not bad.
That 5 power is going to be super useful, because now those scorpions that they were really afraid of, there's a chance to go for the sleep and kill on them, and as you can see, Seawolf immediately sleeps it and takes a swing for 1, which doesn't seem like much yet, but sometimes you hit for 2. Centroid's got the same idea.
Ooh, he got hit for 3, too.
We're hitting for 1 to 3. We're real powerful now.
Oh, yeah.
And Ali has also reached level 2 off of Drakey as well.
Yep.
And the red slime is going to have J-Man joining them there, so a slow start, but all of our runners are doing fine. That cheeky Scorpion play, of course, paying off for Centroid. He'll be our first runner to...
6, 2, 1, 4. Okay, so it's another big 6 strength on that one. Nice.
Oh yeah, that'll speed things up. Like I said, those, 6 strength is not bad to see there. Seawolf's taken down his Scorpion, so he's going to go to 22. J-Man finds out that Drolls have Stop Spell, which is kind of nice.
Ooh, and AliGerBrap going out, exploring outward, finding a cave, but also finds a red dragon, and back he goes.
Red Dragons, lovingly known in the community as the Fun Police, they are the hardest enemy in the game to run from. They are also incredibly powerful and will basically send our runners home immediately upon sight at this point.
Oh yes, definitely. Often called the Fun Police because when they show up, the fun tends to stop.
I mean, thankfully it's Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and it restarts shortly thereafter, just from the castle.
Although, from the Red Dragons we had seen so far, I had not seen any abilities or anything yet, so that's... No, that's kind of a good and a bad thing, because if they were favoring maybe Hurt or Stop Spell or something, that would be a good thing to see, but... Yeah, if having them just be swinging, that's kind of good, kind of bad.
Centroid falls a swing short against that Scorpion, kind of unfortunate there. Woke up and decided to do a murder. So Centroid's getting sent back home. Seawolf has this Scorpion on hard lockdown though, and is going to sleep lock it for another 16 experience, and we'll be seeing level 4 in just a moment.
Ooh. 0, 11, 11, 9, I think that was?
Yeah, 11, 11, 0, 11, 11, 9. So a bunch of agility, some hit points. No new spells yet though.
Nope. And a question in chat of how much is randomized. Quite a bit under these current flags. As you can see, the overworld has been randomized. All the various locations are random. Stat gains are random. The spells you receive can be at random places, though you're guaranteed to have all of the spells by level 16. You just don't know which ones you'll get when. The enemy stats are not randomized under these flags, but their abilities are, along with their stop spell resistance.
J-Man's in the zone north again and is chipping away at Drakima here, and needs to sleep it one more time as he does not die to that swing. Ends up taking 6 on 7 health, which is great. So we're going to see if he can get this Drakima and take its 20 experience points here, and it does not happen.
Nope, not quite.
Yep, Seawolf very, very happy to be grinding Scorpions here, which I think is certainly the right play. Level 5, not too far afield at this point.
Yep. Level 5 right now. 16, 7, 1, 13, and a new spell in Hurt.
I mean, with the power we've got, Hurt's not strictly necessary. I mean, you could theoretically go sleep and hurt wolves to death, though, at this point, which would be a lot faster than what they're doing right now. Yeah. So options do abound at this point, but they're in good shape otherwise.
Yeah, that 16 strength is definitely a nice thing to see right now.
Yep, AliGerBrap having a bit of a hard time getting off the ground here. It doesn't feel really comfortable taking on the Scorpions here, and so he's sliding behind a little bit here at the start, but not badly so.
Yep, so while Seawolf does have the experience advantage out of all 4 of our runners, it's still not that much. Once the late game grind kicks in, 100 experience will mean nothing.
Yeah, but a lot of the time it's the tools you need to sort of, to get that lead started and then get that lead extended. The faster you get them, the faster you can start using.
J-Man sees the cave but finds a wolf, and Centroid sees the cave and sees a red dragon, so we still don't know what that cave is.
So when we say that the overworld is randomized, it's not the vanilla map. All of the tiles are randomized. So the entire layout of the map is different every single time you play. The locations of caves, the locations of towns, the locations of those really annoying swamps that you desperately don't want to go through on 23 health and no heal magic. Yeah, the entire map is generated every time.
Yep, I believe the term for such things is procedurally generated. Yep, so basically, a new seed, a whole new world to explore, and you don't know where anything is.
Yeah, a lot of the challenge of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer is taking the time to counterbalance your ability to grind with your ability to explore the map. As J-Man sees that cave and then also sees a red dragon, that seems a little unfortunate, as red dragons are fiercely guarding whatever's...
Yeah, and the Seawolf hits level 6. I didn't catch the stats, but we do have heal more.
Yeah, looks like it was 3, 1, 6, and 5, so fairly average-ish stats. Nothing exciting here. We're slowly picking up a little everything.
Yeah, heal more is definitely the big one, and it turns out that cave is the Rainbow Drop Cave, often referred to as the Jerk Cave, mostly because if you try to talk to him and you do not have Edric's token, he just boots you out instantly.
Look, he just doesn't have time to waste with you at this point.
Yeah, unless you prove yourself worthy of the title of hero, he doesn't care about any of your nonsense.
Alright, so Ali is trying to sleep lock these scorpions, and the scorpions are trying to sleep lock him back. So he's working on getting caught up in experience a little bit here, which will be good. You've got J-Man at level 4, just pinging down this Drakima to get to 73 experience points, so just a hair shy of the experience needed for 5.
The Seawolf trying to take on a Wolf Lord. It's looking kinda iffy, although he does have heal mores, right? Of course.
Yeah, now you can burn heal mores to get yourself back to full as long as they're not one-shotting you. Or at least doing more than half your health on a single ability. You can do just fine doing this. It'll take some time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Wolf Lords, again, they're worth 52 experience points. That's kind of what you need right now to, again, use the tools you get to extend your lead.
Of course, since our runners have no idea where any of the other runners are, they can't... Only their instincts would be able to tell them if they're truly have the lead or not.
Yeah, you go a lot by feel and experience and how many seeds you've played, and it's really tough sometimes to kind of tell if you're ahead or behind, because everybody else is going through the same sort of start as you are, so if it's a great start or a bad start, it's just you don't know how much bad you've had to suffer in relation to your friend.
And someone in chat making note of the Luigi sprite that the Seawolf has. Alongside him, we have J-Man using the White Wizard from Final Fantasy 1. AliGerBrap, I believe that is Princess Alina from Dragon Warrior 4. And Centroid is using the Dragon Lord himself.
And of course, speaking of the RPG Valkyries, that is Sparkover rating us. Hi, Sparkover!
Hey, these red dragons certainly, the Seawolf was able to get away from it, one tile away from the cave.
Alright, well, all our runners do have knowledge of the Jerk Cave right now. When J-Man struck out east in this desert, he did find an Axe Knight as well. Great hurt more target, but definitely not what you want to be seeing right now. Ali is, of course, finding this wolf here and is trying to put it on sleep lockdown, and then just decides to bail out.
And, Demon Knights have sleep. And, okay, it's weak fire, but Demon Knights are kind of a scary enemy, if only because I believe they have the highest dodge rate in the game.
Yeah, they don't like getting hurt.
Ooh, but there's Wyverns with the big fire.
The RPG Jerkbird out in full force here. While we wait, of course, Centroid successfully runs from an Armored Knight. What is this?
Well, he's gotta get away from a red dragon, and he does not.
And so now our runners are... Again, we're sort of seeing this balance of how much do you need to strike out on the map right now. You know wolves are just north of home. Like, how much grinding do our runners want to do before they really try to break this map open a little bit more?
I think with the Seawolf hitting level 6 and having that heal more definitely helps, but even then, he looks like he's trying to see what he might get at level 7, which is right about now.
Yeah, beautiful, excellent move on that wolf, and
16017. New spell looks like it's heal. So, not necessarily what you want to see at the moment, although it can be a bit more economical using heal versus heal more with the HP that our runners currently have.
Ali trying his luck with a wolf, whiffs the sleep spell and takes the claws, and he's getting shipped home. Seawolf finds a red dragon just south of the Jerk Cave, and his life is. Centroid and J-Man are picking on wolves and metal scorpions at this point in time, trying to get that sort of, again, that push out to level 7. J-Man finding level 6 at this point, so he's going to get his heal more, which is going to kind of extend his time out on the map here.
And I'm noticing that we've got red dragons to the east and red dragons to the west as well. Getting anywhere is going to be an experience for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like it's sort of a pretty narrow map at this point. It's not really a wide open map where you can kind of take advantage of trying to keep yourself in the right encounter zones and kind of manipulate the game a little. So our runners are going to have to be both lucky and a little bit good. Or is it good and a little bit lucky? I never get that right.
Well, sometimes you need a little column A, a little column B. And, Dondar Snowbonk, I do not think we want the red dragons to come out and play. They seem to be appearing of their own accord anyway. And I see Centroid is actually south of Tanagel now. We might be seeing a bit of some new territory here. And a whole bunch of bridges, wow.
Oh, this map is really rough looking right now. Again, narrow paths to where you want to go means wow, that is amazing. Look at that bridge system to get to the other side. Finds a warlock for his troubles too, which, you know, picking up 28 experience on the road. Can't say no to that, can you?
Yeah, though, honestly, compared to, like, wolves and such, warlocks really aren't the best, but at this early stage, you'll still take it.
Yeah, J-Man is wrapped around as well here and is just south of Tangential on the other side of the river, so he's gonna see the 87 bridges over there. Tilo, one of the attorney admins in chat, commenting it's a holiday weekend, so the police are out in force.
They most certainly have been, and if they're out here full force, for all we know, they might be in full force in Sharlock as well.
Yeah, so Centroid reaches the end of this bridge system and finds a whole lot of nothing.
Ooh, a complete dead end. Wow, that sucks.
It was a pretty dead end, though, and that's got to be worth something.
Yeah, it definitely looked nice, but it doesn't help our runners at all, though. But we do have a town sighting, and it is Cole.
Oh, here we go. And J-Man's not going to get that opportunity because he gets picked off by an Axe Knight trying to get off the island system there, so some decisions left.
And it's the Fairy Flute.
Of course it's the Fairy Flute. The way this seed's been going? What did you think? Did we get the armor?
Well, one can always hope. We do have a bit of armor. Looks like he's going to get leather armor, probably get that small shield as well.
Yeah, nope, can't go wrong with that. Adding on 8 armor total to his total. And gonna grab a bamboo pole as well because, you know, it sure is better than your fists, I guess.
Hey, 2 attack power, better than a. Well, I guess you're sending a sharp stick to the eye of your opponent in this case.
I mean, I guess you've got to protect your hands. I mean, the only nice thing is that we're seeing is that the MP is getting up there in a hurry here, which will help him kind of stay afield. Ali's found the second cave of the run here, though, in his wanderings, and he has found, it looks like, yeah, that is the Staff of Rain turn-in cave, so it's where you take your Silver Harp to get the Staff of Rain.
Well, at least we're getting information, if nothing else. We're not finding the items that we need, but at least we know where to go with them once we do. And it looks like that cave was just to the west of Cole as well, if I'm seeing things correctly.
Ali's found 2 towns here in his wanderings. If he could just needs to shake off this Wraith Knight. It's breathing baby fire, so it's gonna do. I mean, it's gonna do some pretty decent damage either way. But Stop Spell will give him another chance to get away, and he gets away. He's gonna go to the right town first, and he finds. Oh, hey, found Brecken.
Well, hey, it's a cheap inn, and hey, you might find like chainmail or something here.
True, and he looks like he's going to go stock up on some supplies as well. Even with the heal more spell, having herbs is not the worst idea, certainly. He's probably going to grab he's going to sell off the curse belt here, too, for supply money.
Yeah, probably get herbs, probably likely a dragon scale as well.
Yeah, can't go wrong. 2 defense. Herbs, of course, let you heal on the road. Centroid gets locked up by this Druid Lord in his wanderings, gets to 3 health, and then wakes up right on time to heal himself, so there is that. And so Ali with a fairly clear exploration lead, it looks like right now, at least knowing where 2 towns are as opposed to the one that Centroid knows about.
Right.
J-Man and Seawolf are having a kind of hard time. J-Man didn't get to the side of the map that had the goods when he was traveling down that narrow path to the southwest, so he's still got a little bit of work to do to get kind of caught up. Seawolf and J-Man are both, I think they both decided to sort of fall into the pattern of grinding a little bit more here.
Seawolf hits level 8. 1, 3, 16, 1. New spell. What do we have? Stop spell.
Well, it's gonna be a while before we see Hurtmore. Next level's a little further out here. It's starting to stretch out.
Yeah, and well, we have seen some enemies with sleep, so stop spell's not the worst thing to find.
No, putting enemies on lock is always good. We're always a fan of that.
And AliGerBrap trying to make his way to the other cave, and there's Sharlock too. And we have Caitlin.
No keys yet, but knowing where this is always handy because it gives you the chance to know that, hey, the coordinates are out there. Since we already found 1 curse belt, and we know that 2 search spots are in play, so it greatly increases the chances of that happening.
Right.
On the flip side of the coin, Centroid finds yet another red dragon, and J-Man finds yet another red dragon. Oh, this seed is not being nice to our runners right now.
Yeah. So, regarding the search spots, we know Centroid found the Fairy Flute and Coal. So we know that the armor's got to be either on the Overworld search spot or in Hawksness. And we don't know for sure whether Edric's token is going to be in the other spot yet. That's always a possibility. That it's just that the token could be just in some random chest somewhere.
Yeah, J-Man's made his way around to Cole. He went right this time instead of left, avoiding that dead-end bridge system here, and he is going to be very happy. And by very happy, I mean disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Seawolf is also steps away from randomizer disappointment here. I mean, I say it's disappointing, but the Fairy Flutes give you a 100% chance to put golems to sleep, which can be helpful if the boss tile in Sharlock near the end is a golem, but, you know.
Yeah, and I was about to say that we hadn't seen any golems yet, but Centroid would have just made a liar out of me.
Yeah, golems were hanging out with the red dragons because, you know, that's how this game works.
Of course. But hey, at least with the Fairy Flute, at the very least, you're guaranteed to get away from them.
Alright, so Centroid's wanderings have taken him to Sharlock Castle, which means we know that he's about to find Caitlin, assuming he can get away from this golem. Ali gets some chainmail, and of course Seawolf and J-Man are both packing the leather armor small shield combo here, so getting a little bit of armor, sort of getting set up here. Centroid's taking a look at the shop here. It looks like gold grind. You just take all your money to Caitlin and drop it off at the first counter and get all your gear if there is a gold grind. We don't know yet. And Ali gives us a very important piece of information there. We find that golems have the hurt spell.
That's pretty good, actually. Because if they're using hurt, they're not swinging at you. And swinging at you will definitely do a lot more damage.
Yep, yeah, if swinging at you, golems are definitely one of the hardest hitters in the game. They're on the Red Dragon tier of punching you in the face. While hurt, of course, does upwards of not very much damage, and then even less once you have either magic armor or the Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, but even without Edric's armor, getting hurt more for 10 is a lot better than getting punched for 40.
Centroid pops out and finds yet red dragons everywhere. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with today. Centroid pops out and finds a red dragon in yet another zone.
Yeah, the red dragons have completely infested Alfgard here. It's no wonder the Dragon Lord was able to take over.
I mean, yeah, the Dragon Lord is clearly winning because he has definitely thrown his best pieces out on the field at this point. He's not here to mess around. Yeah, it looks like Seawolf and J-Man settled. As they die, they're at least crossing through this first zone here and kind of staying along the south side of the water. And, you know, it looks like we're getting a good mix of, like, drolls and wolves and metal scorpions. So they're picking up a little experience as they strike out, which is great. Ali's slow start is still sort of stinging him a little bit. He's about 250 experience behind Centroid right now. The gap, of course, always threatens to spread when you're exploring, but he's finding wolves here north of Sherlock, so I guess you really can't go that wrong with that.
Yep, and as far as exploration, I think really the only thing Centroid has found that AliGerBrap has not was coal.
Yeah, at level 8, J-Man is happily trading punches with this Spectre here, so that's a good call. Sort of understanding where you, again, understanding where you are in the strength curve is very important here. It was a slow fight, but, you know, we'll take that experience and keep moving.
Oh yeah, definitely. The more things you kill, the more experience you get, and the stronger you get, eventually.
Yep. So you've got everybody sort of running around right now. Ali finding plains to the north, but then followed by desert. So we'll see. Centroid again hits this desert, and just the red dragons.
One thing that really sucks about this terrain, this area that all of our runners have been having to go through, there's been quite a bit of desert, and desert is one of, if not the highest encounter rate in the entire game.
Yeah,
so,
and you see the unpleasant enemies popping up on everybody's screens. You're seeing Red Dragons, Armored Knight for Seawolf right now. At least the Armored Knight knows Stop Spell, though. That's fantastic news.
Well, once we find Edric's armor, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good to know, but Seawolf, of course, cannot disengage, and the Armored Knight does stick the Stop Spell and then sticks the axe in Seawolf's head. It's unpleasant. Ali finds a Red Dragon. Good job, I guess. Red Dragon, you're winning this seed right now.
Yeah, yep. Red Dragon's definitely the winner here. Though I'm sure once our runners get strong enough, there will be revenge, and it will be sweet.
I don't think you ever truly get revenge on the Red Dragons. They come back the next time. This seed brought to you by Red Dragons. They're hungry.
Red Dragons give you halos.
It just feels like we've been watching this race right now. It's been 28.5 minutes since the start of this race, and it really feels like every time I take a moment to look away and then look back at the screen, I see a Red Dragon on someone's screen. This is awful.
Hey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's a struggle just to get anywhere at this point, especially when as quickly as you get to the zone where they show up, or where they first show up. They seem to be showing up everywhere, but
Yeah, and the thing is that they're mixed in with a lot of good enemy mixes, like where Ali is walking right now, there were wolves. Where Centroid's walking right now, there were wolves and Metal Scorpion. Right, so, so sometimes Armored Knights and sometimes Wolves is a really, really big recipe for hoping to win coin tosses. Cave south of Charlock was the Staff of Rain Cave, so Centroid's going to get that marked up on the map now. So
And
both are
it's kind of distressing that we haven't seen any of the caves that actually have stuff in them. Garen's Grave, Mountain Cave, even Tablet Cave, for goodness sake. We haven't seen any of those yet, so our runners, even without the enemies getting in the way, we just haven't been able to find much for progress so far.
I mean, at this point in time, I would take the Stones of Sunlight Cave. Like, just give me something.
Right.
Speaking of which, Ali can't disengage from this wizard, while Centroid does... You know what happened.
Yep.
The Seawolf, though, is using Healmore to pick on this wolf here, and this should give him his level 9 right now. J-Man right on pace as well with this Metal Scorpion.
Yep, level 9, 8, 2, 7, 9. New spell. Looks like it's outside.
Still looking for the old Balefire, the big spell, the Hurt More. But, strength growth's been pretty good this seed. 49 at level 9. Not terribly bad. So, at least, continuing to grind up with your fists or the bamboo pole a couple of our runners have grabbed. It's not bad.
And goodness knows, well, against the Red Dragons, Hurtmore's not really going to help you that much. But, ooh, AliGerBrap, we see 2 caves right next to each other.
Could this be the fabled, I see 2 caves on my screen, and it's both Mountain Cave and Garen's Grave?
Well, door number 1 is Grave.
Oh, wow, we're halfway there. He's going to choose to get the first 3 chests out of Grave here. I think the big thing we're looking for here is the big stick. Magic Key would be great. Not dying would be cool too, I guess, as Seawolf is sent home by, the usual.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could just bust this seed wide open. Chest number 1, an herb. Chest number 2, there's a key. And the third one is gold, but that key is huge. With that key, you can buy more keys at Tanagal, and then raid the armory, and there's 4 more chests right there. And so that's going to be a lot of stuff, and he's going to take a free, well, not necessarily a free ticket back to Tanagal right now.
And the second cave is Swamp South. It looks like Centroid was able to walk north, and it's not Garen's Grave.
Ah.
Alright, well, keep an eye on Ali for a sec here, as he's going to give us a look at the rear of Tentagal, as well as load up the old key ring as much as he can. Looks like he can get 4 off of this, which is, really solid at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get 1, you never want to run out. That is a really big rookie mistake, and a surefire way to get yourself into a lot of trouble.
Oh, yes. But at least you know where the cave is, where you got the initial one from. It's just, do you really want to have to walk all the way back there to get him again? And we've got the Stones of Sunlight Cave that has the Silver Harp. So there's our progression.
All right, well, we're starting to kind of find our way here. We still have 2 chests in Lower Grave. We still are looking for Garen and his 3 chests. Rimmeldar's got 1, and Mountain Cave still has 5 out there.
Not to mention the 4 in Tanagal that we're about to find out right now.
Yeah, and of course, Ali did get 3 chests out there in the grave, as well as the 1 here, so it's at 7. So Gold Grind is accessible. Finds a torch.
And there's the other. Well, was that the other curse belt?
That was Ali sold the first one, so that is the other curse belt.
Okay, looks like I don't know if that was an herb or a key. Oh, okay, so there was an herb and a key in there.
And yeah, so Ali's going to grab a couple of curse belts here for money purposes, going to load up his inventory on them and curse belt grind, because there is no gold grind in this seed.
Yeah, unfortunately. But at least with the cursed belts, that's money that the enemies cannot take away from you.
Yeah, this is very true. This also means that Silver Shield's probably out here getting a bunch of gear to sort of get yourself jump-started here. Not really on the table, but a bunch of curse belts could probably get you a broadsword at least.
Mm-hmm.
At 180 gold apiece.
And with if I saw things correctly, there was both an herb and a magic key in the treasury. So running out of keys should not be an issue just from that alone.
J-Man getting close to that double cave system and finds that an armor knight wants to be his friend.
And then finds out that hugs from Arbor Knights tend to be kind of lethal.
Look, the shield is big. He just doesn't understand. Well, Ali quickly beelines the Staff of Rain Cave so he can drop off his harp. So leading the way in exploration, but still sitting behind an experience at level 7, hasn't taken the time to kind of catch up and grind. J-Man breaks loose from a red dragon, which is great, finds a wolf right behind, which he's much happier with at this point.
And Seawolf finds another red dragon. Ooh, gets away from it.
Nice. Centroid finds a red dragon because this seed is still happening.
Yep. But it's nice that we have heal mores, though that red dragon is not simply run and pray.
I mean, it's still pretty run and pray. It's just sometimes you might succeed.
It's not as bad though. At least with heal more, you can at least make more than 1 or 2 tries at it.
Centroid finds a golem because Centroid can't find anything nice tonight. This enemy zone is pretty powerful at this point. And Ali's exploration continues here as he's able to keep breaking away from tough enemies.
Yeah, and he's selling off the cursed belts, but get some equipment improvements, and since he's already here, you might be seeing some coordinates here in a moment.
Oh, that'll be good. What are you hoping for from the coordinates at this point?
Given what this seed has done so far, I'm probably going to say somewhere in the 60s or 70s in each direction.
The worst numbers, I see.
Well, hey, at least a couple of our runners know about Swamp Cave, so that brings Squalin into the equation.
Yeah, the interesting thing is Ali does not know where the Swamp Cave is because he died and got sent home. And of course, the expensive shop is going to just sort of stay there and taunt our runners because that's not going to happen. And Centroid beelines the coordinates here, so we're going to get a look at the coordinates while Ali gives a look at hopefully a hand axe. Or a half plate. Wants a hand axe, it looks like. Not going to find one.
Don't remember if there was one. Ooh, Seawolf finds Garanham.
Ooh, good wandering there. He doesn't have keys yet because
coordinates 82 north, 0 east.
So just 82 straight north from Tangential Castle. It's not so bad. This could be a south to north search here potentially.
It's a shame that I saw MTI had to depart. I'm sure you would have loved it.
I mean, that is an MTI search spot at least, or at least half of one.
Right.
The true legendary full MTI search spot has never happened before that we know about.
Yeah, I think I've heard of 0-1s, but we haven't seen any 0-0s yet.
Speaking of 0, that's what Seawolf's hit points are after having to deal with that Armored Knight who stop-spelled him and then crushed him.
Oh, I see. J-Man hit level 10 at some point. Still no hurt more, though, but it looks like it was 7194, if I'm doing the math right.
Yep. Our stat gains are really, it's just been a really solid curve of stat gain at this point in time. Nothing out of the ordinary in either direction, so no real dump levels and no real, let's get double digits in every stat level at this point. Jman, I think, is in Swamp Cave and has found a green dragon who's eaten him. Ali got ambushed by a red dragon. That's the end of that. Where is Tintagel in relation to the south edge of the map, by the way? Because this could be a really interesting way to count it out. Because I think our runners can get to the bottom edge of the map on the other side of this river.
Yeah. Given that that whole bridge system that was down there as well, I guess to me it just felt like there was more to the south than there ended up being.
Yeah, we still have the opposite side of Swamp Cave, so...
And I did not see where the Seawolf found Garenham, so I don't know where that was in relation to anything else either.
Yep, J-Man popping into the Stones of Sunlight cave here and grabbing a silver harp instead. So he's got his keys now, so there's always that. Cantlin's probably on the radar at this point. Ali catches a baby breath after getting slept by the Demon Knight, so he gets slept and baby wrecked. CD Improv, our research letting us know is up and right, and then up and hang a left, and you'll reach Garanim on this map.
Yeah, all you have to do is get away from all those stupid red dragons. Simple, right?
I mean, look, sometimes they won't show up, right? That's totally how this works. No? Alright, looks like Ali's finding some wolves in his travels, and it looks like he's going to start trying to catch up this experience gap. It's extended to 470 in the bottom race. The top race, J-Man's been getting a little bit luckier in terms of encounters, and is positive about 270 right now in terms of experience. So, no big breakaway lead yet, but Centroid's looking pretty comfortable in terms of experience, especially because this red dragon's probably about to ruin Ali's day.
Mm-hmm. Although, as far as a true experience lead, the experience lead will really matter most once somebody finds all of the important items and just starts the grind in force.
Yeah, this is very true. I mean, it's nice to have a little bit of a lead, but again, you don't really know where you are relative to your opponents, so you never know how much static grinding your opponents have done. Again, randomizer you can't see. Seawolf grabs his keys and casts outside, so he's got the key, he's got the little bit of extra money, he's got Swamp South on his radar.
And he's outside, and this is interesting, because when you use outside, you always leave through the north exit of Swamp Cave. So that's an interesting way of just skipping Swamp Cave entirely.
And more importantly, not getting eaten by a green dragon along the way.
Right, of course. Although we've got ourselves a huge swamp here, which, given the cave we were just in, makes perfect sense.
Oh, we found all the swamp tiles, everybody. They're over here. Yeah, Ali takes the time here to push out level 8, so catching up a little bit here, like we mentioned. Centroid is taking the time to take a hit for 41 with 40 health left. That's not good math, is it?
No.
I mean, I ran out of fingers a while ago, but I did see the 0 on the screen.
Ooh, we got ourselves another town. I think this has to be Rimmeldar, doesn't it?
Yeah, not...
No, actually, no, it's Hawksness. Never mind, I forgot we hadn't seen that one yet.
So Hawksness is on the opposite side of the Swamp Cave at this point in time. We don't know if this is 1 or 2 continents yet, but this is the top edge of the map at this point.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, with this top edge of the map being on the other side of the Swamp Cave, I heard the princess might want to make some friends today.
Possibly, though it all depends on how far east or west we're in. Ooh, there's another cave. Is this mountain or tablet? It is mountain.
Ooh, second continent paying dividends right now for Seawolf, our first runner to explore the second half of the world, and, you know, finding the second search spot of our three. We do know one is located at 82 north of the... So there will be our third search spot. J-Man adds that 82 to his information here, as he has spoken to the old man. How he knows where to search in the world, we'll never know.
Especially if he's trapped in behind those barrier tiles, because I would imagine that it would be hard for him to get out of there.
How does he eat?
Well, maybe he's just... Well, there's an old man in Tanager that restores your magic. Maybe he does that to himself. And he just uses magic to sustain himself. And we have the Stones of Sunlight for Seawolf.
Alright, so there we go. We've got progress for Seawolf as he picks up the exploration lead on Continent 2, but is still lacking going back for the Silver Harp yet. Yeah, in the interim, we do see some hand axes, one for J-Man and one for Ali here, so Ali's just cutting down these wolves right now, trying to get into that experience lead, but again, Centroid's still extending it slightly, still around 500 experience.
Oh, there's another magic key, and the Death Necklace.
Oh, Death Necklace is an interesting find here if the hit point growth stays high.
And the Seawolf hadn't gotten his harp yet because he had only just found these two, had only found Garenham and Swamp Cave and all the rest of the grave, rather, and had only just gotten his keys. He hadn't been back to Tanager since then.
Ali's the only runner who didn't hit level 9 and does not have outside, so cannot outside warp. Was looking for it in his spell list and could not find it.
Oof, that's harsh.
Seawolf's in a bad spot right now with one chest to go down here fighting a wizard with... He has no supplies, he has no herbs, he didn't get to reload, so he needs to make the rest of this walk on 51 hit points. He does successfully hero run it.
And it's only money, but at least now he knows.
It's peace of mind, and peace of mind is something you cannot buy.
Oh, yes. And
Death Warp.
Takes a quick death warp. Now that he has nothing else to explore, at least not in the cave anyway.
Yeah, so he'll load up on keys and find out that there is no gold grind tonight for him, but he'll have the money for a hand axe at least.
Assuming there's one in a... I don't even know if we've had... Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, hand axe axes I believe were in Breck, I want to say.
Okay. At least we have that. I know it had been brought up in the Discord in the past that apparently certain pieces of equipment are not guaranteed to actually appear on any given seed. Like some seeds, there might just not be a silver shield at all.
Yeah, look at J-Man, though, taking down this wizard with Heal More and Hand Axe strats here, and he extends out to level 11.
Yep, 2, 9, 7, 3, still no spells. Still no Hurt More, still no return.
And Hand Axe gonna have to do some more work at this point in time.
So, having seen what we've seen so far, that really cuts down on where Edric's sword could be. We're looking at this point, Tablet Cave, the bottom 2 chests in the grave, the 3 chests in the back of Garenham, and Charlotte.
And at this point, Seawolf is the only runner who knows where Garenham is at this point in time, so there is a chance that, you know, he could get a pretty big advantage. The one chest in Rimmeldar was found, and it was... What was it?
Oh, but Rimmeldar was found? I didn't know.
Oh, wait, no, wait. No, you mentioned that this could be Rimmeldar. I'm sorry, we did not find Rimmeldar. I apologize.
Yeah, so there is that one as well. So I guess that still leaves a decent number of options. We just haven't found any of them yet.
And as we all know, the sword never shows up in the one chest in Rimmeldar. Ever.
I take it there's a salty story involved in that.
Look, all Dragon Warrior Randomizer is salty stories here. Ali trying to disengage from this red dragon, chooses not to heal at 28 hit points, and that's the end of that story there. Seawolf does much the same, and it faces the jaws of life and also death.
So I thought Ali was my possibly going to check what the trap tile was, but looked like he was just, but he didn't even go for it, I don't think.
Yeah, did not decide to face dive it. I think he was looking for grind in Hawksness on the desert tiles and found a friend.
Yep, and apparently whatever I want to, just from what enemies I saw, looks like that might be the same zone as the one west of Tanajo. Because I saw the poltergeist and the red dragons.
Speaking of red dragons,
what, has 30 seconds gone by?
basically. See, look, there's another one, and there's another one.
Yep.
I mean, J-Man has extended a nice experience lead, even though his exploration's behind Seawolf right now, as he's been picking apart wizards here when he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, wizards will definitely get you some good experience. And it looks like Seawolf might be... Nope, never mind. He refound the grave first, then decided to explore the other side of the world instead.
Yeah, it's a tough call right now. When do you want to try and go get those 2 chests in bottom grave?
Well, it all depends on what else might be in this. Well, we still don't know if it's the other continent, which is definitely the other side of the world. And like I said, we haven't found Tablet Cave. We haven't found Rimmaldar yet. Though it looks like Seawolf might be taking a shot at the Hawksness search bot.
I mean, it'd be nice if he had bought a hand axe, or at least had a better weapon here. Just anything to shore up the offensive here. I mean, he's punching Drakimus for 12. I don't... Like, this is a play. Certainly he's going to get this information. It is likely that he's going to disengage from this fight, because... Like, the only thing we could take here is maybe if we get real lucky with a Stone Man.
Or, given that we have the Fairy Flute, a Golem might. Maybe.
I don't think he hits a Golem hard enough at this point. Like, I just don't think he gets through the defense. Sharlock taunts our runners.
And it's an Armored Knight.
That is... I think in this seed, this is precisely what we wanted to see. We wanted to see that stop spell Armored Knight here on this tile, so late game grind spot definitely exists.
And he looks like he's going for it. He's trying to stop spell the Armored Knight right back, but the Armored Knight's one works first.
Now it's time to run, because the Armored Knight is going to start hacking away.
Yep. And our wonderful tracker bringing up the stats for the Armored Knight. Looks like it is 75% stop spell, so if we can get that the stop spell of our own to work, we might have something here.
Yeah, but it's 11 out of 16 resistance, so sticking it is going to be the sticking point here.
Yeah.
But if it does stick, it will just attempt to stop spell you and fail 75% of the time.
Seawolf has not had much luck with it yet, but he's not giving up. He's trying again.
So I didn't see if J-Man's what the chests were in Garanum, because that is where J-Man is, and looks like the last dark cave is the tablet cave at this point.
Yep, so it is. And it doesn't look like anything was marked on the tracker, so it doesn't look like there was anything important. Our restreamer CD Improv mentioning it was fairy water and a double shot of gold.
Ali got 2 hits on that metal slime, sadly, and finds another one though.
Seawolf got the stop spell off.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance. He's still got some heal mores to using in case the Armored Knight decides to swing, but I think we might have something here.
Yeah, Armored Knight has a maximum possible 99 hit points he's hitting for it looks like 5 to 9 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more than 0.
Oh, and there's an excellent move for 54, and down goes the Armored Knight, and what do we have? It is the token.
Well, that Armored Knight's definitely got to die before the end of this seed. We know that the armor is currently 82 tiles north of Tangential Castle at this point.
Yep.
In Red Dragon territory.
And I've heard people talk about when you first see Edrix, you're hoping it's armor, and then it's token. I've never really bought into that too much. I buy into it now because I got suckered by that. I got baited by that too, but just now.
J-Man uses up an extra key here to snap grind the gold. He's going to grab a broadsword, and it looks like a half plate as well. So going to just shore up his defenses a little bit here. Ali has found his way to Brecconary, so he's trying to get back out on the field right now. Seawolf, of course, also just recovering from more Red Dragon wounds than you can shake a stick at. Centroid finds a different way to die, as he gets plugged by a stone man in the head and gets shipped back.
Yeah, the endgame enemies are just everywhere.
Yeah, and again,
there's really no escaping them as much as our runners would love to.
Yeah, and with no gold grind, that just means that our runners are not going to have the silver shield. They're not going to be able to pick up the magic armor on the swing right now to sort of get them to the armor of Erdrick. So they're running around in like the best chainmail money can buy at this point.
So now, I know at least most of our runners have the coordinates at this point. I don't think all of them do. I don't think the Seawolf does, but it's just a matter of how comfortable are you with trying to count that, especially if it's going to involve a trip through a swamp cave. I'm not sure counting the coordinates is going to be in the cards for this one.
Nope. So we've got Ali did stick a stop spell on an Armored Knight out here in the field and is just trying to spam hurt on it to kill it. Not feeling good about his offensive capabilities, but that's gonna get him the 172 experience points. He's gonna push up to 1690 here.
J-Man gets the stop spell off on this Armored Knight here as well. Very nice.
Yeah, this is a pretty slow and plodding grind at this point in time because we don't have the big fire yet. So we're trying to kind of get there as fast as we can. Yeah, it looks like Centroid's not interested in shaking off this knight at this point. He's going for it with his hand axe here.
And he got an excellent move to finish it off. Nice. Now, the fact that he's walking through the cave and not using outside, it's
Ali
kind of
walks
curious.
So Ali walks past the swamp cave, and that's where Garanham was on the map. So he's gonna find Garanham. He's gonna find a whole lot of nothing here, but at least he's gonna catch a little bit of extra money and probably upgrade his gear a little bit more.
And looks like Centroid finds the trap tile in Swamp Cave, and it is a Stone Man.
Do we do enough damage to hurt a Stone Man at this point? Oh yeah, that's 25.
He just did 25, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he's feeling pretty good about this. I don't think he's feeling invincible, but he's at least feeling pretty good.
Although the fact that we have outside, so we can get out of. We don't have return, although Centroid might have wings, and I just don't realize it. And it looks like J-Man's going after the Trap Talon Swamp as well.
Yeah, J-Man with level 11 has a little bit more strength. He's got the broadsword, he's got the half plate, so he'll probably get it done slightly faster, but it looks like they're both going to get it done at this point. That's really the important part. Yeah, Seawolf tacked on the coordinates just now, so he's got knowledge as well. Down goes Stone Man for Centroid here. Finds a green dragon behind.
And hits level 12, and that was some good stats. I didn't get a good look, but I saw some double-digit numbers in there, so that's looking pretty good.
Yeah, now we're just chasing strength at this point in time. 107 MP is, you know, a very nice 12 heal mores, 109 hit points, looking pretty good on that front. Agi growth is kind of important here because large shield will be the shield of choice for this run. And of course, we definitely need enough strength to actually hurt the Dragon Lord. At 69, we're going to get to 109 with Erdrick's Sword.
Yeah, and 109 is definitely not won't cut it against the final boss. So Centroid was able to rescue Gwilyn. Does have wings, so he's able to return back to Tanajo real quick and bring the princess back home, and we'll get the what is often referred to in the community as the Gwilyn positioning system.
Now, of course, for new players, it's important to note that she does not tell you where you are. She tells you where she is in relation to you because she is the center of your world and you love her.
Because we must. But that's usually, whenever I see people get confused about that, it's usually regarding East and West. That's not, well, that probably won't be much of an issue this time around.
Yeah, no, I don't think East and West will be a concern because we want to be neither East nor West at this point.
Yep. It's just a matter of how far from... I'm presuming that the trip will end up taking you through Swamp Cave. It's just a matter of how much of a trip from Swamp Cave to the Trap Tile. Not the Trap Tile, the search spot.
I have a feeling it's very, very close to Hawk's Nest, the way that this map is laid out. If I were to venture a guess, it's probably about 8 steps west, or 8 steps west and like 3 steps south of Hawk's Nest.
Alright, that's moment of truth. Let's see, current... From that point, 66, and wow. You're not kidding. Goodness. It's pretty much straight north from Swamp Cave.
Yep. I mean, in Terabang, they have 11 of 16 stop spell resistance, so you are very likely to miss them on the AKs.
Yeah, it's not exactly a coin flip on that one. And there is Cedric's armor.
Alright, so Centroid's our first runner to find the armor. J-Man probably not far behind. I think if he's got a good instinct on this map, he's going to kind of find his way.
Oh, yeah. Does find this metal slime, though, that has hurt.
Yeah, and looks like we've got Seawolf getting some disappointment from the tablet cave in just a moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just an herb.
So, there are 3 chests at large in the world right now. We've not found the 1 in Rimmildar. We have not yet found the 2 in Lower Swamp, or in Lower Garen's Grave. I think with the armor, Centroid is likely, if once he sees those stat gains at 12, because he's closing in on 12 pretty rapidly here, is likely to just go and grab those 2 chests for the sake of his own, his own good feeling.
And just based off of the stat differences, looks like level 12 was 11 strength, 14 agility, 12 hit points, and 25 magic? Wow.
Yeah, and Centroid has come around the bottom side of the second continent here with the armor and feeling pretty good. We're going to get a quick look at 1 chest here, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
As Rimmildar has finally reared itself on the map, our runners have found keys like half of an hour ago at the least, but that's okay. Centroid is going to show us if he's going to get the big stick.
Nope, but it is the fighter's ring. That is an attack boost.
I mean, two power at this point in time. I mean, knowing how this seed is going, we know that we're going to get 11 strength at the next level, which is still going to be fairly short. So we're going to get ourselves a fighter's ring, which is fine.
and go ahead and get a large shield while he's there.
Which, as we know, without a gold grind, is very likely to be the last gold that we are going, or the last shield that we find, so Centroid will be very happy to pick that up at this point.
And, you know, the Sea Wolf collects the Rainbow Drop. So the Sea Wolf is the first one to gain access to Sharlock, though that's probably not on his mind right now.
No, I think the thing on his mind right now is he wants to save his friend from this cave past Stone Man, so he can get the radar, so that he can find the armor.
And then start his grind wherever that may be.
Yeah, so Seawolf with a very clear exploration lead, but he is way behind in experience points right now. He is He is hurting in that field by over 1,000 at this point in time.
Yep, but that's somewhat tempered by the exploration advantage that the Sea Wolf has. And he does just now hit a level 11. That will... okay, a level 11's a pretty good level. Not as big as level 12 was, for sure, but... Yep, he's heading straight for, trying to rescue Gwaylin.
Yeah, so it's, things are looking tough right now. Looks like Ali's kind of got something on his mind with Swamp Cave as well here. I think our runners have sort of figured out that the lead is on, Continent 2 here.
And it looks like the revenge has officially begun. J-Man has killed a red dragon.
Just planting that broadsword like a flag in its head, and he has decided it's time to take on the world.
And fights like that are... And not to mention apparently against these wizards, that's probably what's helped J-Man get the experience lead that he has.
Yeah, he has definitely shown that he kind of understands where he is on the gear curve here, and it's an excellent dodge.
Oh, you never want to see that.
Ali, that's a bad break for Ali as he finds a wyvern, or more importantly, the wyvern finds him first. His goose is cooked. Send him home.
His goose and his everything.
And Seawolf looks to has finished his dive into Swamp Cave here. He's in front of a door that he's going to pop open with a key, and he is going to rescue a princess after stabbing a magician in the face.
And yeah, J-Man was just finding wizard after wizard after wizard there.
I mean, that's really what you want right now, right? Like, you can punch...
dear. Seawolf finding out he does not have wings. So he's gonna have to walk this one back. Ooh boy, this might not end well for him.
Well, chat, now is the time to give your power to Seawolf, get your Bless RNGs out in chat, show him some love. Hopefully he doesn't front any red dragons, because that would be very bad.
Well, if there was there a town close by to this?
I think that the Brecconary system of towns was pretty close to here. Which means that Cantlin was fairly close to here. Which means you can buy wings in Cantlin and just finish the trip that way.
Exactly. Assuming he can get there. And J-Man hits level 13. 2, 2, 5, 13. New spell and its return.
Is this going to be the fabled seed? Is this what we're looking at right now?
What, Hurt More at 16?
Are we going to have to go all the way tonight to 16 for Hurtmore?
Better question, if we find Edric's sword before then, will it matter?
At the rate that this seed is going, there's only one place that the sword can be.
Judge's table?
Judge's table.
Alright. Centroid getting that huge level 12.
Yeah, Ali has sort of picked up on the fact that maybe he should be also kind of punching wizards in the head here for many, many experience points, which seems very wise at this point. As Centroid's on the same kind of trip here, as Ali's going to crack level 11 right now at 2236 experience. After this wizard will be about 900 behind at this point. Hierophilos, our tracker tonight, is telling us that the sword should be in the harp chest. That's what he's guessing. Interrobang says it's going to be the middle left in Sherlock Castle armor. Ali gets lit up by a golem and sent home here, so that's gonna leave some broken bones.
Yeah, Centroid finding Hawksness. I believe he had seen both cursed belts, so he should know that the token's going to be here.
Yep, and so he is beelining that spot. I mean, you'd probably be beelining it in regards to kind of getting your hands on the information of what's in the problem spot here, but
right. And now that he has Edric's armor, he doesn't even have to worry about casting Stop Spell, because this Armored Knight Stop Spell is not going to work on him anyway.
Yeah, Erdrick's armor is incredibly overpowered armor by any video game standards, honestly. It has the most defense in the game. It gives you 33% protection from all sources of fire and flame, including the breath of the Dragon Lord himself. It also gives you 100% resistance to stop spells, so this Armored Knight is just going to be screaming into the void for the balance of this fight. And, of course, it gives you absolutely positively 0% sleep resistance. That's just too darn bad.
Well, when it's one person against the world, you need all the help you can get. Meanwhile, the Sea Wolf is diving Garen's grave. Let's see if we can find that sword. That's pretty much the only thing he's looking for right now.
Yeah, and he's looking at that 58 strength and, like, literally no way to make money and go, and it...
And there's a wyvern, and goodbye.
Ouch. Oof. Yeah, he has not gone ungotten. He did not go up and get the armor yet, so he was diving grave in hopes of getting whatever's at the bottom and then going to get the armor, which is an interesting call.
Well, it's on the way.
It's true, and he did not know that there were breath wyverns on the second floor, so...
Well, he does now, and maybe that'll shift his priorities a little bit.
Yep, Ali sticks Magic Wyvern here with Stop Spell, but it's got Baby Breath, which can't be Stop Spelled, but he, in turn, goes ahead and fires off the excellent move, and he had complete control over that, by the way. Alright, no control whatsoever, but, you know, again, it looks like Centroid has decided it's time to kind of get some levels here and grind, because I believe that he does have his token in hand.
Yep. And, you know, J-Man is taking a trip down Garen's grave as well. Although it looks like J-Man has not been to Mountain Cave or Hawksness, so he doesn't have the Stones of Sunlight Edric's token, so he's probably mostly looking for those.
Yep, we know they're not here, but the Sea Wolf definitely knows that the sword is the only thing that could be down here.
And he's diving. He looks like he's diving again.
This time he's not messing around. He's fluting the golem here, putting it to sleep. Enemies who are asleep, you can't fail a run from.
Yep, he was fluting the golems the first time through too. And go ahead and get his key back before he heads back down.
Yeah, also now, if he dies, he can quickly grind a full stash of keys and herbs if necessary. Alright.
Looks like J-Man got a stop spell off on the Armored Knight.
Yeah, is Ali counting this blind at this point?
He might be. He's in the right area at least.
Yeah, we'll see if he stops here, because he is gonna heal himself. He is gonna He's got to find the north edge of the map.
He's counting from the top.
Yeah, he's just going to search in a line at this point. He's not worried about precise count here. He's just going to go step by step. He's in the right column, it looks like.
Yep. And J-Man has gotten the first chest in the deep grave. I did not see what it was though. Based off the tracker, it looks like it wasn't the sword.
I mean, if it were the sword, the chat would have been very excited as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Chat, sometimes the best tracker of them all. Yeah, Ali's in the right neighborhood, but he's a little bit off the target right now. And again,
we know it's in the swamp. I didn't look to see exactly which tile it was, but I know it was in the swamp.
It's near the puddle in the middle of the swamp. I'm pretty sure it was on this column though that he's on right now, but it's around here somewhere. As Ali's just going, it's around here somewhere, damn it.
And thinking, oh, I can come here and heal, and oh.
Two of our runners are deep in Garen's grave right now.
And there's the red dragon. Can he get away? Yes, he can. And it looks like J-Man got another stop spell off on an armored knight, unless that wasn't the same one, was it?
I sure hope not.
But that has allowed the Seawolf to catch up.
Yeah, but of course on the flip side of the coin here, Centroid has found Mountain Cave at this point in time in his second continent wanderings, which is going to make him a very happy runner in a minute.
And it's the wings at the bottom of the grave.
Well, it's all come down to this, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And speaking of the RPG Valkyries, our wonderful hostesses for the evening, Silverfire is rating us. Notable 4-1 runner in this tournament. Basically had probably the best run of their tournament last night, or was 2 nights ago against Edgeworth, picking up a very big win to go to 4-1.
Yep, congratulations. As Centroid finds, I believe that was that the Stones of Sunlight? Or was that on the bottom floor? Well, the Seawolf does find Edric's armor, and it's pretty much sword, grind, and go at this point.
We know where the sword is, though.
Yeah, but just by process of elimination, we know that it's come down to a 1 out of 7 at this point.
It really has, at this point in time, come down to this.
Well,
First, it's a red dragon, though.
Although, considering how many red dragons we've seen, and there was certain enemies like we hadn't seen. I don't think we've seen star wyverns at all. We haven't, or werewolves, or blue dragons. So I think those might be the things we find more often than not in Sharlock, perhaps.
It could just be red dragons all the way down.
I guess it could, but I'm trying to think positively here.
Red dragons all the way down. Ali's in the second floor of Mountain Cave as well. Sitting on 24 HP and 8 MP right now. So he is dried of resources at this point in time. He goes for the double chest first. We know that the stones are in the south chest, or in the center chest here. He's going to get the death necklace as well, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Silverfire is also a fan of dragons all the way down, unsurprisingly.
It's always fun when you're not the one running the seat.
Tilo letting us know that it's golems with hurt and heal more in behind as well.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're not fighting golems. Not that we ever want to fight golems, I suspect, but that's not about to happen. Ali, done with Mountain Cave. Looks at the outside spell, looks at the big goose egg on his mana counter there, and realizes he's not getting anywhere with that.
Oh, Centroid is fighting that golem.
CDM Proc letting us know that Seawolf hasn't found Rimmildar yet. But, you know, if I were a gambling woman, I'm not. But if I were, right, there are 6 chests in Sharlock Armory, 1 at the judge's table, but there's only 1 Rimmildar and you don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is that sort of goal of maybe I just decide to say, to heck with trying to find the town when I know precisely where Sharlock is, it's close to home.
And meanwhile, J-Man hits level 14. Looks like the stats were 6, 9, 6, 7. Not bad.
But level 14 has not brought us the eternal power of flame that we were looking for at this point.
No.
Seawolf gets blasted by a wyvern, and so he is going to be sent packing here. Armor not 48 damage is still pretty respectable.
Oh yeah. So now the question for Seawolf: does he try to grind, or does he try to see if he can do a Sharlock dive right here and now?
We will see in just a moment here. It's going to be a pretty slow grind on Armored Knights. I mean, they will stop spell you until the end of time at this point, but, you know, it might be useful if we can pop those stats up for a second here. Is that, again, doesn't even have a large shield yet either. J-Man about to pick up his armor. He is in the neighborhood right now. He's going to try and get away from this baby breath breathing Magic Wyvern first. Yeah, look at that strength right now. It's 58, so with the hand axe, he's at 73. 73 is not really where the money's at for a fast grind on Armored Knights.
No.
Like you saw J-Man earlier plugging away for like 8 a swing, and Centroid plugging away for like 6 a swing, and
they were higher level than Seawolf is now.
It is not optimal. We will say that right now.
No. So the thing is, the Stone Man isn't really optimal either.
Yeah, I mean, 75% stop spell Armor Knight is definitely the optimal grind, but it might require our runners to decide to gamble for the sword at the bottom of Sharlock Castle.
Of course, that you have to actually get there first, because with all the red dragons standing in your way.
I mean, speaking of, Ali is tired of the red dragons and is tired of their jaws and their claws and their garbage, and just takes one out here for his big level 12.
Yes, definitely feels good about that one, I'm sure. As he gets the rainbow drop. I believe he's the second of our runners to get the rainbow drop now. Yeah.
I believe he is still missing. Is he still missing the armor? I think he's still missing the one piece of the puzzle right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was trying to count it out himself before.
And it looked like he was in the right spot right up until he wasn't.
Well, it seemed like he was a bit averse to going into the swamp, which is unfortunate because that's where it was. And Seawolf is near Sharlock. Let's see if he's going to dive in or if he's going to try and see if he can make a grind elsewhere.
I mean, right now he's going to happily just take out this wizard for his level 12 at least here. So there is that. He knows that there's a town right by Sharlock, so you know, a Sharlock play is not the worst idea here. Especially he's going to see these stats and might change his game plan. We'll see.
Actually, this was where the 2 towns were. I think this was where Breckenary was over here too.
Yep. He's just gonna pace back and forth a little bit here, and looks like he's just trying to set up a desert grind here. I think he's happy with the enemy mix here for. Ali again doing the math, trying to figure out precisely where on the map he needs to be.
If he's able to count out the coordinates on this one, I'll be very impressed. Because seeing that 82 would just be, nope, get Gwaelin now.
Yeah, 82 is a tough number to count edge to edge. I mean, but, you know, it's like he knew that he did know that the castle was like one screen north of the edge of the map, so he knows that he's going to take off about 20 there just to start. CD Improv noting that Seawolf is probably locking down this Armored Knight to get the gold necessary for a large shield, because he's about to hit 800.
Well, he's at 800 now, and he went south afterwards. Granted, it was one tile before the Stone Man came at him, but...
Yeah, and J-Man has decided that, like, I think, like we said, is that he's just gonna take his licks on Armored Knights for a little bit here, and try and push out level 15 right now.
Well, if he's checking his stats, he would know that even with Edric's sword, his attack would be at around 117, which is still kind of as far as Dragon Lord fights are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, 127 MP though. Like, we've got an absolute pile of mana right now. Like, 128 is 16 heal mores.
Well, considering that it seems like people want us to have red dragons all the way down to Sharlock, who knows how many we'd end up using along the way.
I mean, with 86 agility, 0. I'm gonna say 0.
Yeah, the myth of agility actually existing and all that.
It's not a myth, it's real, I swear. I believe in it.
It just feels like, particularly with red dragons, it just doesn't seem to matter what your agility is. It's just you just can't get away from them sometimes.
If your agility is 98, you run every time. Just go watch my race from yesterday. Well, while the agility debate rages on, J-Man's grind rages on as well. Seawolf is looking to probably upgrade gear here. Centroid is about to get his revenge on a dragon here and extend his experience lead even further up to 2,200 experience points.
And meanwhile, J-Man's experience lead is over 3,000. It's almost 4,000 now.
Yeah, with the 100 attack power here, you know, just working that broadsword, just trying to get through as many enemies as he can here. Centroid's also going to tick over level 14 at this point in time. Doing some math right now. He does have the fighter's ring as well, so he knows that he will get to 119 strength instead of 117 strength.
Oh, we have level 15 for J-Man. Let's see what we got. 5, 2, 12, 1. And there's our hurt more.
The 12 hit points also turns out to be fairly important here. 132 is Death Necklace range, which means he could dive this right now at 127 potential attack power.
Well, he still has to find my Mountain Cave first, but yes. Meanwhile, the Seawolf is opening the way to Sharlock. Let's see if level 12 has spurred him to make a dive, and it looks like it might.
Yeah, Ali counts out the armor by the by, so does get it blind here from the top of the map.
Nicely done.
But yeah, at 127 attack power, we're looking at it's like this is actually one of those points where having the fighter's ring would be really nice. But you know, we're looking at 82, 102. He's going to get 20 for 122. He'll get to 132, which is 8 to 16. That's an average of 12 on 16 heal mores. 16 times 12 is a lot. You know, it's actually 184.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math in my head, but those multiplying double digits has always been a sticking point with me, and I wasn't even going to try to verbalize all that mess.
Yeah, Seawolf, it looks like, is on the way down right now, trying to go get this. J-Man, We're seeing what J-Man is up to right now, because that's going to be really, really important in terms of what's going next.
Yep, he just has to find that mountain cave. And I think that he's finding it right now.
Yeah, finding it on 1 mana is a little bit of a nuisance, but he is fairly powerful at this point.
Yeah.
He's going to walk away from it right now.
Maybe to see if Rimuldar is close by for a heal or something.
Yeah, so we'll see what he's... That's kind of his plan at this point in time. In the bottom race right now, Ali is also looking past the cave of the mountain. He's going to find the mountains of nothing.
Well, Ali had already searched through Mountain Cave. He already has all of it. So, one part of my thought on Charlock is coming to pass. We've been seeing a good bit of werewolves so far.
Yeah, Seawolf will have knowledge of this dive. Werewolves and wizards are kind of where you want to be. I'm a little surprised to see him not fighting his way down here. You know, just burn off a little bit of your resources here to make up experience because you're diving.
Right, yeah. Unless he's thinking of finding the sword, he wouldn't think of finding the sword and going after the Dragon Lord right now. His attack power, even with the sword, wouldn't be good enough right now.
No, he'd get to 1. I think he has a. I don't know if he has the fighter's ring, but even if he did, he'd get to 111, which is not even in the right neighborhood. He might be going down and trying to save all his resources and hoping that the grind tile is good.
I mean, just the enemies we've been fighting in general are good enough. Like we're seeing werewolves, wizards, and axe knights. Is like that's. I'd be cool with grinding off of them.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like, you know, they should all die at this point because they're worth all the experience that I need at this point. So J-Man saw Mountain Cave and did not go in.
No. Makes me wonder what he's looking for at this point.
Again, and maybe he was afraid of diving on 1 MP or doesn't want to leave the 1 chest behind. He is.
That is possible.
You know, this could be with the sword. This could be Seawolf's chance potentially here. We shall see. Looks like Centroid has decided that the game plan is going to be to nap some stone men here. I think he's decided on the swamp cave tile to be his kind of his finishing spot here with this broadsword.
Well, it is closer than Hawksness. Not by a heck of a lot, but going through here is probably less resource intensive than using the outside spell or something. Meanwhile, the Seawolf gets to the bottom floor, is just close to the treasure chest. Let's see if the sword is here, or if it's at the judge's table.
He finds the torch. That's not what you want.
Nope.
Dragon scale?
Dragon scale.
By the way, Ali found a whole pile of dragon scales as he gets killed by a red dragon.
And there's wings.
J-Man found Rimuldar.
You'll keep those. There's the sword!
One big stick, please. So it is in Charlock armor. J-Man is going to find the fighter's ring here, so he's going to get his 2 attack power. It's no sword, but it'll do in a pinch. Natara, one of our lovely RPG Valkyries, hoping that one of our runners decides to just say yes to the Dragon Lord. Please don't say yes to the Dragon Lord.
Not at this point, no.
Alright, Seawolf to 13 here, so again, we know that 15 with Death Necklace will get our runners there, and all of our runners, except for, it looks like J-Man have the Death Necklace, it is in the Mountain Cave.
The Death Necklace and the Stones of Sunlight are both in the cave, and are in Mountain Cave. You know, Centroid hits 15, getting that lovely hurt more.
Yeah, and more importantly, Centroid, I think, probably looked at his stats and went, yeah, I'm good, let's do this thing. Centroid is a very seasoned runner of this game, so... if he felt like he needed 16, he'd be hanging out a little bit longer there.
Yeah, and now that the Seawolf has that Edric sword, he is taking fights now.
Yeah, this is just trying to speed up the grind. He's, again, finding that good spread of enemies down here. Not a single... I guess it was that the Dragon Lord decided to send all of his minions out into the field and left none at home, because we have not seen a red dragon, a blue dragon, or a green dragon in here just yet. Never mind, I spoke too soon.
Yep, well, there's the blues. I think that's our first blue dragon we've seen all seed.
Yeah, it really is. We have not seen a single one yet.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say, yeah, each encounter zone has a certain number of slots to it. And I want to say each enemy has a certain number of slots they can appear in. And I'm starting to think maybe all the red dragon ones were used up early in the overworld. As often as we've seen them, maybe one of the zones had him doubled up or something.
Yeah, amazing Toaster in chat who knows that a lot is going to let us know that there's 5 slots per zone.
Meanwhile, Centroid is taking a dive into Sharlock now.
Yeah, Centroid's seen enough of this seed, it looks like. I think he is well and truly done at this point. Yeah, Silverfire is letting us know that an enemy can be in any number of slots, basically, so you can get doubles in a single location, which increases your probability of seeing them. You can also just, get red dragons. Speaking of just getting red dragons, look who's on the spike tile.
Oh, of course.
I mean, by this time, though, the red dragon is not much of a guardian anymore. Our runners have suffered for about an hour and change here.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, it's time for revenge.
They've grown very tired of red dragons, and they are about to. At least Seawolf is about to get good and permanent revenge on them at this point.
Yep. Although, on the experience front, he's still about 4,000 experience behind, but pretty much this entire time, he's had an exploration advantage.
Yeah, the big thing is J-Man is hiking back over to Mountain Cave. I'm pretty sure he knows that's where the Stones of Sunlight are. Basically, that's where the money's at. He will full dive it, no sword in hand. We know that it's in Sharlock. He doesn't know that, so we're going to see him pop all 5 chests. Mountain Cave, thankfully, is not that much longer. He's not even interested in red dragons. He's level 15. I mean, he's closing in on level 16 at this point, though, 9750. So one or two more quick kills here, and we'll get to see him probably have some pretty domineering stats for the Dragon Lord.
Yep. Meanwhile, on the bottom race, we have Centroid making his way through Sharlock Castle, while AliGerBrap is exploring the bottom of Garen's grave. Unfortunately, he won't find anything of much worth, but at least still though, at least it's peace of mind, if nothing else.
I mean, I do love me a good peace of mind.
Yeah, don't you always love dying right before you get to that last chest, and it's always in the back of your mind, what if it's there? What if it's there?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. That's always the scary stuff. I am real deep on team. I've got to redive this because I will just slowly burn if I don't. Seawolf to 14 here. Seawolf's on 14, Ali's on 14. Centroid is hauling tail down to the bottom. He's, again, with the stats he's got, he is not terribly interested. He is terribly interested in hanging on to all 16 of these heal mores for a little bit more security.
Which could possibly lead to finding the sword and then going straight to take out the Dragon Lord.
Yep, 3, 2, 1, 11 for level 16 here, so another heal more, but that's about the extent of it. The stone's in hand for J-Man now, so he's got all the things he needs to go talk to the jerk and make a rainbow.
Yeah, but yeah, as you said, J-Man will probably search through this whole thing because you haven't found the sword yet, and it could be here, even though we know it's not.
Yeah, he's going to add on. He adds on the death necklace, though, so he does have that. We know that that is part of the doing enough damage puzzle here, because he will get to 137.
Yeah, with the death necklace, yeah.
And Centroid's made it to the armory with 16 Healmores in place. He doesn't want these wings. He wants this thing right here. He wants the Sword of Legend, Sword of Erdrick himself. He's done. He's good. He's out of here. So Centroid41 will be our first runner to say hi to the Dragon Lord, and if he can hang on to all 16 of these Healmores, this should be about as free as it gets.
And one possible a hitch in the possible death necklace thing. You notice that all of our runners have their defense points in the orange and not in the green. I believe that means that there is potential for the Dragon Lord 2 to have a melee attack above 48.
Yeah, so the math for that is that 86 defense power is precisely where you want to be to take 48 or less from melee attacks. Every 4 defense below that extends that by 1, so the range down till 82, you're taking 49, and then 50, and then 51, and so on. 49, I think I feel pretty good at, honestly. It'll require a fairly precise touch for our runners to get put to that particular number, so I would not be too worried about it at this point.
Well, I remember there was a race I had where earlier in the fight I had seen the Dragon Lord hit me for 50, and muscle memory kicking in had me swinging at 49, and I survived at 1 hit point after that fight. It's like, that was scary. So it's always a risk. There's always that chance. It's just a matter. Sometimes you just gotta take chances. At times.
I mean, the odds of seeing a 49 melee just once is real low. So I believe my game plan here would be just go for it. This should be pretty straightforward. If you want to be real safe, heal at 49. Centroid's gonna check his resources here. He's gonna get squeezed. He is
using the death necklace. Okay. No turning back now.
That sure is the Dragon Lord King of Kings right there.
Dragon Lord 1's being pretty kind so far. No hurt mores. Did swing for 22, but that's not too bad.
No back attack. He's got to be feeling real good about this right now. Opens on a 16 as well, which is near maximum damage, so he's going to be feeling real good about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then hits 9 right near the bottom of the range there, so... But he's got plenty of heal mores. I think he used up 1, he went in with 15. Barring a miss menu, he should be in good shape. The funny thing is he is at 99 hit points right now. Which means that it's going to be near impossible for us to see that 49 hit point total.
It also means it's not likely that that Centroid's going to get double attacks, though.
I mean, he does not need them. He's got more heal mores than any human being seems to need at this point in time in the run. He should probably end out with 3 to 4 in his back pocket to take home with him. Possibly more if he keeps swinging for 15.
Meanwhile, Seawolf hits 15. immediately hits return, and I think he's about to make a Sharlock dive himself.
Yeah, that early experience, the extending experience deficit, though, I think has not helped his cause, as J-Man is through the U-shaped room. So he's one floor away from the bottom. So Seawolf gets to level 15 in a timely fashion, but being down on experience early on, maybe not taking those fights on the way down might have cost him this one. It's it's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, it all just came down to J-Man's experience lead versus Seawolf's exploration lead. Which one would win out?
Yeah, and J-Man just extended that experience lead so efficiently that he was able to push out to level 16 just in his wanderings because it was faster just to kill things on his way.
Yep, and with 3 heal mores left, Centroid defeats the Dragon Lord.
Get your GGs out in chat for Centroid41. We'll be inviting him to the bracket stages as he will reach 3 and 2, and we'll be seeing him playing in the top 32. The regrets for AliGerBrap, who is in the process of diving to the judges' table right now, but he's about to get the bad news that 144.50 is Centroid's finishing time. Ali will drop to 2 and 3, and Ali will be out of the tournament, and J-Man is very close to doing the same to Seawolf. Seawolf's got to just do a real straight dive to the bottom here. But otherwise, assuming no mishaps for J-Man, this race is going to be pretty in the bag here with roughly 1 billion heal mores to spare.
Yeah, J-Man's probably mildly upset about the dang Red Dragon on the trap tile, given the grief that the Red Dragon has given all of our runners. I mean, just look at the death counts. Most of them can probably be attributed to Red Dragons. And with that, we have Centroid here in the booth. GG.
GG, thank you.
So, all that death in this scene. It was... Those red dragons were everywhere.
Yeah, it kind of made it tough, right? Because it's like, on one hand, you want to explore, but you don't want to keep, banging your head against the wall, getting sent back to the start over and over again. So that's a tough choice you got to make. Keep exploring or grind a couple more levels at start. Yeah, and I mean, it just never stopped. It was the whole seed. May I ask a question though? I never found Garanham. Do you know where it was?
Due east of the swamp cave, east and then a little bit north.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, I'm so lucky that I found the sword in the treasury. Because if it wasn't there, I probably would have had to spend another 10 minutes looking for Garanham. I think I'm happy things worked out that way.
Yeah, we in the booth knew it had to be in the treasury, but I guess if you hadn't found Garanham, that adds a bit of uncertainty to it.
Yeah, in the other race right now, by the way, Seawolf is hitting the U-shaped room, but looks like you've got J-Man right now just plinking away at this Dragon Lord right now. So it looks like he's in fairly decent shape. I did not catch if he turned on the Death Necklace or not here, but I just saw an 8, which I would suppose...
He didn't... I don't think he did. Because I saw his... Yeah, with HP just went up to 127. He definitely did not.
Yeah, I mean, he had 17 heal mores going into this fight. I think he wasn't too darn worried about it.
Oh, yeah. Once you have that much magic at your disposal, unless your attack power is at like 120 or something, you're probably good.
Yeah, I mean, he's seeing a couple of doubles here. I mean, they're like double 8s, but they're still doubles.
Yeah. Oh, there was a 7. That's... Yeah, you don't like seeing those.
Yep, Seawolf is on the red dragon. Ali finds a blue dragon before the red dragon here, so Ali and Seawolf are just pushing down right now. Seawolf is through the red dragon. He is hiking up to the dais right now. J-Man is patching up one more time here. He still has 6 in the bank right now.
And the Seawolf does use the Death Necklace.
I mean, the big thing with the Death Necklace is you're just saying, you know, look, I could do it either way, but I'm going to get a faster fight with the Death Necklace, and J-Man keeps seeing 7s.
Yeah, that's not good, but yeah, it's still enough to get the job done.
Yeah, 4 heal mores left over, death by 1,000 cuts to the Dragon Lord, and get your GGs out for our other 3-2 runner, our other qualifier for the brackets tonight. J-Man is going to take out the Seawolf tonight and punch his ticket. But both of our runners, of course, punching their tickets at the expense of 2 other very strong runners. There are no easy outs in the round of 32.
Yeah, this 2-2 Swiss round it's been very, very dangerous. You never know who is going to come out of it.
Yeah, and of course, J-Man says yes to Princess Gwaelin. He's a happy camper there. 149.34 for the victory. Thank you for your patience.
So, Centroid, regarding at what point were you still kind of concerned about your lack of hurt more?
I don't think I was at any point, because I knew there was that Stone Man grind in the swamp. I mean, I was thinking about that like late in the game, like, yeah, where's hurt more? It would be nice to be able to hurt more some stuff, but the problem was that Armor Knight grind was like, that was way out of the way. Hawksness was quite a hike from home, so I thought that if I was going to have to grind, it would have been on that Stone Man, and it was just going to be hopefully for just a couple levels, right? Because like any attacking grind is going to lose to a hurt more grind over time. So
right,
I don't think, like, it briefly crossed my mind, but it's not like it was a major concern at any point.
I guess if one of those trap tiles ended up being like an Axe Knight, maybe it would have mattered a bit more, but with Stone Man and Armored Knights, not quite as much, especially when you had the Armored Knights had Stop Spell with Edric's armor that left them pretty easy to deal with.
Yeah, J-Man decided to hold A at some Armored Knights for level 15 in Hawk's Nest.
Yeah, some of those Sharlock enemies were very polite. You know, that Armor Knight, Stone Man was easy to put to sleep. The Golem was, I have no idea what the Golem was thinking. He was just hurting you over and over again, and maybe like a low % chance to attack. The heal more was kind of a surprise, but I mean, most of those Sharlock enemies were, you know, not terribly ridiculous to seed.
Except for the one that kept showing up over and over and over again.
Yeah, definitely Red Dragon.
I mean, once you got into the castle, you were completely safe from them, though.
And meanwhile, we have J-Man here in the booth. GG. Thank you. And meanwhile, you have the Seawolf defeating the Dragon Lord, and AliGerBrap is making headway as well. So, all in all, this was a pretty close race amongst all of our runners here. Looks like it'll be like all of our runners within 10 minutes of each other.
Yep, Seawolf in at 152.47, just could not make up that 4,000 experience gap that he ended up getting behind by at one. Ali threw a couple of hurt mores, didn't land them, but he's going to be able to last swing the Dragon Lord, and he'll be in shortly.
And we have the Seawolf here in the booth. GG.
You're ready. Good work. That was a pumped up race. I'm surprised. Once I found the mountain cave and the Hawk's Nest were on the far reaches of the second continent, I figured, oh god, no one's going to come out here for a while. But we all finished in about 10 minutes, if that. Not even. Yeah, 9 minutes.
Yeah,
I
total
believe you
of
were actually the first of our runners to find Mountain Cave and get the Stones of Sunlight.
Yeah, the problem is kept finding red dragons in that desert. I couldn't get out of town. Like every time I left town, I had to die 5 times to get past that first initial like square, and then I'd go back to the rest of the world to explore.
Yeah, I was in that same boat. It's like, here's a new town, let's go explore it, and 2 tiles away. Nope, just kidding, here's a red dragon.
Which is funny because the Charlock itself was very tame. First floor had dragons lurking around, but otherwise, boss tile was red dragon and low class wizards, werewolves, and the armor knight was not really scary once you had the armor, so not a big deal.
Yep. So it was between the Seawolf and J-Man. Your race was actually pretty interesting because it was kind of a. You guys went about things in different ways. The Seawolf, you had the exploration lead for most of the way, while J-Man had the experience lead, and it was really just a matter of which one would end up winning the day.
Yeah, if you're at a certain point, I got to like level 9, level 10. I'm like, well, I can't keep grinding for Hurt More. Like, I got to find something at some point. Like, Hurt More is obviously not showing up for the party. And the only thing killing me is a red dragon anyway, so Hurt More's not going to save me there either. And then once I realized the stop spell was on the Armor Knight, I managed to lock him down and got that really prolonged beatdown for the token pretty early on. But, the rest of the suit came together a little too slow.
Yeah, I think I stumbled across the mountain cave when I got over there. I think I had a total of 3 MP, so I had to go find Remolder to heal up.
Yeah, I never found Remolder. It's somewhere out there. It's on the second continent, I imagine.
Ridiculously far away.
Yeah, I never saw it. I looked for it like for half a second, like, man, the sword's in the Remolder. That'd be awful. I really should find it, but I can't. There's 6 chests down there and 1 chest over there. I gotta roll a dice on the 6 chests.
Yeah, that was the chest in Remolder. That ended up being where the fighter's ring was.
That'd be handy.
And we have AliGerBrap in the booth as well. GG.
Thanks. Yeah, I need to count better. Like I thought about the count, and that was probably one of the things. I wrote 82 plus 26 equals 118, which made my count. I was like, wait, that couldn't be 118. Only thing has to be there. So like I was wondering what was wrong, and after that I saw, oh. Once I did the count again, I was like, oh, it's there. It's just, I miscounted.
Yeah, I was impressed that you were able to get the count on that. If I had seen that 82 number, I would have gone straight for Gwaylin.
Yeah,
so the other 3 of our runners ended up doing that.
Yeah, I've got to thank Demarine, because like, I think I saw her, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. Like, she did the same thing pretty much, and I was like, hey, that's not stupid at all. Like, I think I could do it if the situation rise, and like it happened.
I mean,
As long as you know how far south the Tangel is, yeah, you can do the whole 128 ruler.
I mean, the big thing though, Ali, is the only reason I did edge to edge on that seat is because Swamp Cave was nowhere to be found. I think it's a very tough decision, honestly, and you did pull it off, which is always really impressive to see, especially on a tough number like 82. But that, I think, ended up being kind of a bit of a factor and cost you a little bit of time in regards to it, because it was just a stone man sitting in front of the princess there.
What did they have? Because honestly, I didn't really grind. I didn't really grind except like killing enemies here and there.
Yeah, stone man just punched. Yeah, stone man was just attack. Highly caffeinated though. Didn't want to stay asleep.
Also, I found Remoldar. I don't know where it was. Where was that?
It was beyond Mountain Cave in a good ways. So it was quite a walk.
Ridiculous distance from the mountain cave.
Yeah, I got my Trinity grind of keys. That's all I needed. Actually, I lied. I needed 1 more key, so I went back to Garenham's grave and picked out the top real fast and redove it.
Alright, so with that, J-Man and Centroid, that puts you guys at 3-2, and you have made it to the playoffs. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, I'm excited. It was a tough field, like 64, very good runners, so I feel lucky to make it through. It's just gonna get harder. So I mean, it's just been fun so far, and it's probably just gonna be more fun going forward.
Yeah, no doubt. I started out 0-2, so the last 3 weeks have all been playoff weeks for me.
Yeah. So more importantly for the two of you, you get to pick any name of the other runners who are at 3-2 or better for your first round match. Who do you want?
I don't think it matters. Like, right, everyone's pretty tough. I can't even remember who's all 3-2 at this point. So, yeah, I'd have to look at the list to be.
And unfortunately, with all of that, the Sea Wolf and AliGerBrap, that puts you at 2-3 and out. But really, 2-3, given the level of competition we've had this tournament, 2-3 is really nothing to be ashamed of here.
Oh no, and I've had this race was 3-minute differential. My last race, which I won by a hair, was like a minute. It's very, very equalized. Competition here. It's not a. There's no slashes. There's no even first timers. The game is. It's tricky to get the nuances, but the basics, where the chests are, what you gotta do to beat the game, and basic frame of stats for every monster you're safe at or not safe at. Once you have the down pat, you're basically capable of taking down anybody. So that's all it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, I want to thank the organizers, whoever has helped, the streamers, the trackers, the commentators. Honestly, that was a fun tournament. I was surprised that I won 2 matches because I don't consider myself that good at this game, but like it's fun. Like you never know what happens, and that's why you play those games.
Well, goodness knows I don't consider myself that good of a runner, and I'm 3-1. So what do I know?
Randomizer does that. Luck's a thing. You have to have the skill, you have to know what you're doing, but luck never hurts.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think I lost my first match by something like 20 seconds. So yeah, it's all just what you get when you get it.
Yeah, the field's super stacked. There's no free lunch. Everyone thinks you're going, this round's a free round for me. Like, no, pack your bags. Just buckle in and play the seat hard. Because it's for fun, but no one here is going to lose, no rolling over.
Absolutely not. As shown by the times tonight, these races were very tight, and it was definitely exciting to watch all the way, from start to finish, even though the start was a tiny bit slow. But I believe that's going to bring us to the close of the evening here, the close of 2 fantastic races tonight. Are there any final thoughts before we wrap this party up?
I just want to thank the restreamers and you commentators for sticking it out late into the night for you East Coasters. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everyone for the tournament, and I can't wait to track more races of this tournament.
Yeah, basically now it's time to go in the background and hit all the funny buttons.
That sounds great. I'm glad to see that the two of you will still be volunteering. I know that I'll still be on the microphone, even though I will be hopefully not drawing one of the 5-0 matchups for the brackets myself. But MeleeWizard, any last thoughts before I take us home?
This was an exciting race, and I'm expecting pretty much many of the races to be just as exciting moving forward.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't get easier because every race is win or go home once we hit the bracket stages. So it'll be real exciting to see. But of course, on behalf of our restreamer tonight, CD Improv, our tracker, Hyro Fellows, of course, our 4 runners tonight, you should give them all a follow. They're all amazing. And of course, on behalf of the RPG Valkyries, myself, Demarine 2, wishing you all a fantastic night. We're going to go hop over and send our love to Leggy Starscream, another randomizer runner, and she is playing some Pokemon Crystal Bingo right now. So let's send her some love this evening.
Leggy!